So with Nintendo's latest Nintendo Switch game release, it seems as though Dataminers have found some suggestions, some hints, some code, if you will, in the game that suggests that we're going to be getting a 4K patch or update for said game. We're going to talk about that here in this video. If you guys do enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and jump straight into this. So what game am I talking about? Well, today, the remake, if you will. I don't know if, can you really call it a remake? I guess so, sort of, right? Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door remake came out, and Dataminers wasted no time, to getting into the nitty gritty, if you will. And the interesting thing is, obviously the Nintendo Switch it's not 4K compatible, but the code indicates that there's code for handling 4K resolutions in the new Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I don't know why, but I do know why. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Let me throw it up on screen right now. This is coming from Ribshark over on Twitter, who tweets out, there seems to be code for handling 4K resolutions in the new Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. No idea if this is normal for Switch games or not, but I thought it was interesting. And if you actually look at the code, you can actually see there's code for 720, right? So 1280 by 720. Then there's above that code for 1920 1080, right? That's your 1080p resolution with a 16:9 ratio. And then we have the 3840 2160, which is 4K and 16:9 ratio. So I mean, it's right there in the code. Now, what could this mean? Well, it seems as though this could mean potentially that they're preparing, since this is a game that's coming out quite close to the end of the current Switch's life cycle. We've already had it officially revealed and announced that the Nintendo Switch successor is going to be coming out by the end of the fiscal year, which is March 2025. We've had it confirmed that this is sort of like from the president of Nintendo, this is sort of like a new Switch model, they're kind of calling it in a sense, right? And I've explained that this is like kind of like, the DS going to the 3DS, for example, or the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advance, or, so on and so forth, right? Those are some examples to give you guys. So it's a new console, but it's going to be significantly better. It's not just like the Nintendo Switch OLED, but it's still going to be sort of in the Nintendo Switch family still. Just like, again, if you think about the DS line and all of those consoles, right? That's a good example. DS, the 3DS, and even the new 3DS, which was had a little bit of a significant jump. Brand new features, lots of different stuff like that. One of the biggest things that keeps getting leaked and talked about and rumored is 4K resolution for this next Nintendo console. This has been something that we've talked about multiple sources. I mean, there's too many to even remember this point. It's just an overwhelming amount of rumors and leaks and different sources saying this. It's been some time that it's been rumored that Nintendo has been asking third-party companies to get their games 4K ready. Lots of talk about 4K, and it seems almost definite at this point. I mean, again, take it with a grain of salt because nothing's for sure till Nintendo says so. But it seems pretty likely that this is going to be 4K, the next Nintendo console, and this code in the Thousand Year Door remake seems to indicate that they wanted to prepare it ahead of time, since this is a game again coming close to the end of the Switch's life cycle and close to the next Nintendo console's release. They already have it baked into the code, ready to go, so then they could just kind of update the game and make it 4K ready. Now, the question is, was that going to be 4K 60 FPS? Depends on the game. It depends on the game, but for the Thousand Year Door remake, it seems as though the answer is no, because it is locked at 30 FPS. There's nothing to indicate that there could be any kind of bump up to 60 FPS necessarily, so it's likely it's going to be 4K 30. For this game, is it going to be like that with a lot of games? I don't know. Again, you got to keep in mind from the rumored leaks and different things like that, based on the specs of this next Nintendo console, it seems as though this console is going to be somewhere between the PS4 and the PS5 in terms of power, right? It's not quite as powerful as the PS5, but it's going to be more powerful than the PS4. It's kind of like what Nintendo always does. Every Nintendo console that always comes out, it's always between the current gen of PlayStation and Xbox and the last gen of PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know why they don't just kind of like catch up with terms of power. I don't know why they always stay a little bit behind, because then halfway through the next Nintendo console's life cycle, it ends up being underpowered and kind of chugging for certain games, and it's just, I don't know, just give it a little bit of an extra extra boost like right out of the gate, you know? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Point is, it seems like it's very likely it's going to be 4K. Again, Nintendo's always that one step behind, right? When every other console was switching to HDMI and HD kind of resolution, Nintendo was still, you know, with the composite cables, you know, and then the next generation, they made HD versions, right? With like the Wii U and whatever. And it's always been like this, you know, last generation, other consoles, you know, made 4K, and now Nintendo's going to go up to the 4K resolution, while next generation consoles, PS6 and whatever, is probably going to be like 8K. So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I thought this was very interesting. I wanted to talk about it again because, you know, this seems to be like another indicator that the next Nintendo console is going to be 4K compatible. Whatever the resolution is, or sorry, not resolution, whatever the frame rate's going to be. I think it's going to be game specific. So we'll have to see. Would you guys prefer 4K 30 or 1080p 60? I'm sure most of you guys are probably going to say 1080p 60, but I guess it depends on the game, honestly. I think some games you could just make do with 30 FPS. It's not a big deal. Other games, you more want the 60 FPS, right? So maybe they'll give us an option like, you know, current generation consoles have, like PlayStation and Xbox, you know, that you can choose between fidelity or frame rate or whatever. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Stick around for more Nintendo content here on the channel, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Tell them, friends, game on. Thanks for watching.